Hello, sweaty people. Would you love to sweat in 90-degree heat and get a break of the daily struggle? You probably noticed as well that most saunas around the globe are closed due to the pandemic. We are Heissdrum, a group of sweat-loving people based in Basel. We got together due to the lack of sauna possibilities and started to build our own, which allows us to sweat in a small group of people. With this video, we want to share our knowledge and bring the joy of having your own sauna to you. You might associate a sauna with heavy construction, a lot of material, money, and effort. But if you break it down to the essentials, all you need is an oven and a closed space around it. Our sauna consists basically of a self-made stove and a tent-like structure. The principle of the sauna is changeable and expandable. On our website, you can find some inspirations of how it can look like. So, let's get to the heart of the sauna, the oven. You could buy a second-hand oven or a new one, but you might have to make some changes to make it fit your needs, and it won't be the cheapest or most fun way to do it. That's why we designed our own stove, which can be easily produced and assembled in your local area. It just needs a little welding and a few additional parts to put it together. The idea behind it is that you can have a stove that is built out of very little material and open to further development. That's why we made our plan open source, to share it with you and to see how it could be enhanced. It consists of a combustion chamber, an outer shell, the furnace door, a drawer for the ashes, a smoke pipe, and the construction through which the stove pipe can pass through. There are 19 plates and 70 wedges, which are all cut out of steel sheets with a laser. If you have a laser yourself, lucky you! If not, like me, then give the files to your local metal shop that has a CO2 laser or water cutter. The cutting and material costs were a bit more than 500 Swiss francs, which is already a lot. But Switzerland is really not known for cheap services. For this, you need 3 standard plates of 2 by 1 meter, one of them with a thickness of 5 millimeters, one with 2 millimeters. Let us enjoy this slightly satisfying machine for a sec. With this version of the oven, there are still 4 things you need to build. Firstly, you need to bend up the drawer as it is still flat. The difficulty is getting an accurate bending edge. That's why we changed the plan to have slots lasered in those places, so you can bend the panel without a machine and even more accurately. The drawer front is connected to the drawer with 4 M6 screws, so that the screws do not protrude. You can lower the holes. The second is the door to the oven. This is made of normal angle steel that is mitered and then welded back into a frame. Then you need small pieces of a steel tube that has an inner diameter of 6 millimeters, which you weld to the door. After that, the glass goes into the frame. For this, you mark the outer edge of the glass and weld 4 small threaded rods around it. These will later be used to hold the pane in place with screws. You can get the glass pane from your local store. You absolutely need a heat-resistant pane. Normal glass does not work. For this, you also need heat-resistant sealing tape, which is glued around the glass. Now, you can insert the glass and secure it with nuts and washers. The hinge is a threaded rod that goes through the holes on the stove. The nut on the top prevents it from slipping through. For the next version of the stove, we've planned the door to be also lasered because it was definitely the most work. Next, you'll need a fitting that will serve as a connection for the stove pipe. You can also use the rest of a normal pipe for this. The connecting piece is now welded to the upper hole of the stove. In our case, the fitting has a regulator, but it doesn't really need it. The fourth part are the rods that hold the plate above the oven. We made these adjustable in height, but you can also build them rigid. The only important thing is that they have a diameter of 14 millimeters. After that, you can assemble the furnace for the most part. Start with the side panels and then the horizontal ones. Then the front and back sides can be attached. After that, all the slots need to be wedged. Next, you can assemble the outer shell of the furnace and also secure the plates with wedges. Put in some granite, and the sauna heater is ready. The plate through which the stovepipe passes has various slots and holes to connect it to any sauna structure. In our case, we use wooden slats, which we can connect with cords and cable ties, as we like to adjust them in place. The first time you use the stove, first fire it up without blankets, so that the oil residues can evaporate. On top of it come rescue blankets, which on the one hand do not let any wind through, but also reflect the heat radiation from the stove. Over it comes heat-resistant fabric. All of this we secured with staples to the wood. The sauna is ready. Now you can start! At this size, it gets easily over 80 degrees after it's been heating up for an hour. Thanks for watching, and have fun making it!